I'm up here and I noticed a couple of my trees have been knocked down. We must have got some heavy wind the other night and I didn't even realize it. You can kind of see this one is also a little down. I didn't even really notice it until just now. This one right here came down. I was already up here just a minute ago. And if you notice down here at the base, there's a little stump. These are my black locusts, also one of my arborvitae. I actually hit it the other day with a weed eater. Hit it pretty hard. It was standing upright before. Now it's over outside. I'll show you in just a second. But I grabbed a couple of posts. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with this one right here. I've already got this stump here. And I'm not sure these posts will do much anyway, but I'd like this one to be a little bit more that way. So I'm going to just stick them in the ground. I've got some baling twine right here as well. I'll move you up so you can get a closer look. And here's some baling twine. All I did was just stick this in the ground. It's pretty solid actually, but the soil is kind of soft here, which is probably why they might have went down a little bit in the wind. It looks like if I take this one on the south side, it'll do better. So I'm just gonna tie a string around it and then around the other side. It's got some spikes on there. I was coming up here just about every single day and checking on this property line food forest hedgerow, but I haven't. Since I haven't, this happened. Do you see the stump that I put here? That actually helped a lot. It's got some wilty leaves on here. Hope it survives. I don't know how long it's been sitting like this. Maybe that'll help it. Let's come over here and look at this arborvitae. See it in the ground right here? That's upright. I actually hit it the other day with a weed eater with the blade on there. Still looks like it's got plenty of good life on it. It's also got some wild blackberries next to it. They're pretty spiky. The camera's pretty level actually, so you can see this other one has kind of blown over a little bit as well. I don't know exactly what happened. We must have had a heavy wind that knocked it down. Maybe those things will be enough to take care of it. Perennials don't take a whole lot of maintenance most of the time. It's just a little bit here and there around some of the trees, especially when they're very young and juvenile, keeps some competition away. I don't really have to do anything for these, which is one of the reasons why I farm the way I do, perennials and things that don't have a whole lot of input for them. And you know, I don't get a whole lot out of the black locust as far as food. We'll get the flowers are edible. The reason I'm growing them is because they are fast growing trees. It's pretty amazing how fast they've grown. And because I can use them for posts and things like that in the future. Oh, also the bees really love the flowers off of them as well. And from what I've been told, then you can get some of the very best honey that you can get from black locust flowers. While I'm up here, I'll show you this crabapple tree. This crabapple I showed you earlier in the year, I put a stake by it, I put a post by it, that is. It's lost most of its leaves, but it still has some leaves on here. So that's a good sign, if you ask me, that it will survive after the winter, after the dormancy this spring. It'll probably come and be just fine. What do you think? There's a few leaves here and there. Do you think that's enough to indicate that it's going to survive? The way I staked up that arborvitae up at the property line, I did the same thing with this tree. I'm not sure if it's a peach or a nectarine. It's lost its tag, so I don't know exactly what it is. I think I actually hit it with a weed eater as well. You gotta be a little bit more careful when I have that blade on there. I found it one day just laying over on its side like that as well. It was just fine. It didn't even look wilty at all. I used that same red stake that I used for the black locust up there. I put it here and I tied it with some baling twine as well. It got some sappy looking stuff, some gelatinous sappy looking stuff that came out of it. I'm gonna try to watch this a little bit in the next few days, but this one seems to have done fine. This is that peach tree that I showed you earlier in the year, had that fungus or had that disease on there. It has died. It was a Belle of Georgia peach. I tried to do the same thing with it. I staked it up, I put some mulch around it. It didn't seem to make it. So you win some, you lose some. You know, that's why we're planting so many and doing so many things. If half of what we plant to work out, then we should have a really great food forest, hedgerow, food producing forest. If you like things like this, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, select all so you never miss a notification. What do you think? Do you think that what I did is going to be enough? We'll pay attention to it. I'll see about giving you an update later on. Thanks.